Hello there, animal lovers. Today's video is going to be a how-to video on how I clean my fish tank. I know I did do this video quite a few times. I think it was the last video I made was 2 years ago on how to clean my fish tank. So I'm pretty sure I need to update that. Nothing much has changed except for obviously the tank size. I don't know if I actually did a water change or how-to on this fish tank. Whatever, if I did, whatever. I'm doing it again. So right now the tank is draining, and what I do to prepare is I lay down some towels. I took out the Christmas ornaments, so ignore that little area. So I get an old towel. This is actually my dog's towel. I don't think she'd care. And I just set that down just in case any water splashes. I don't want it to get on my floor or my carpet. So I have it like that. And usually my Aqueon siphon, I completely forget what it's called. It's been years since I've had this. So it's going to be somewhere in this video probably, or down below. So I get my siphon. My siphon's usually in this bin. Don't mind my room. I'm kind of preparing to clean my fish tank, so it's all crazy. All my fish stuff is over there. So I get this bin, which is usually up there, which has the hose in it and a sponge, which I have this coarse sponge. Usually I use the sponge to get algae off, because algae is really hard to get off with a normal sponge. So I have a normal sponge on this side and a scrubby side on this side. Oh yeah, that made a lot of sense. Anyways, so I prepared to get that, and then I put my, well, first I turn off my filter, which is over down here. And how I do that is, sorry, it's a little dark. This little knob goes down to, see, the filter's on now. So what I do is pull it up to turn off my filter without actually unplugging it and then having to start it up again. And so then after I turned off my filter, I leave the bubbles, the aerating stones, in there running, because I don't want the fish to, you know, get like crazy stuff going on, if that makes any sense. And then I open the lids, take all the stuff off my lids. I usually have candles on there, so I take everything off there, and then I kind of drape my hose so that it is sitting on my what is this called, middle bracket type thing. It's all the way over here, because this little area kind of bends and then no water siphons. So then I put that in the tank, and then I run it all the way sorry, it's a little loud here, but I have it running on here, and then if I turn it off, the water actually still siphons, but usually when the water is running, the water siphons from the fish tank into here, and this little knob here is on siphon, and then if you put this down, it fills up the tank. So I'll show you that after I drain my tank. As the tank is draining, I scrub the sides of the tank with this sponge. I get the sides, just 3 sides, so this side, the front panel, and the other side. I don't usually do the back. That's just my preference. Also, my lid tends to fall into the tank when I do that, so I'm not doing that. And then I am getting rid of all the Christmas tank decoration type things. So that's all kind of just messed up. And usually once in a while I disperse all the rocks. I have my big one, my big middle one in there. And then I kind of just scrub each rock. And then, cause all their poop gets stuck under all these rocks, under where the bubbles are. So I usually just move it around sometimes, and then suck up all their poop and all the uneaten foods and stuff. And oh, by the way, if you have a heater, I would suggest turning that off before you siphon the water. I don't have my heater ever on, just because my house is usually warm. So yeah, I'm gonna show you what I do next. So now that I wait until the tank gets at least halfway until I remove all of their decorations and ornaments, which I did all put in this bowl, and then I'm gonna sort through them and scrub them in the bathtub or one of the sinks, and then I'm gonna put it all back in. I scrubbed it off to get the algae off, and to remove the rocks, I usually use this big net. Whoa. I use the big net and then take it all out. It's much easier than just picking out ones individually. And then I get my sponge and then scrub the bottom like so, because the bottom gets pretty gross, usually the corners. Sorry about the glare. I am thinking about getting a snail, and I did do the other bottom on the end, so it's not so bad. So yeah, now that I did that, I'm gonna go to either my basement sink or the bathtub and then scrub the rocks. I'm not gonna show you that because you guys already know what scrubbing rocks is. And then I'm gonna put them in the tank. Maybe I'll try something different, but I will show you that. Now I scrubbed all the rocks, the river rocks, not the marbles. And now I'm gonna sort through the rocks and then put them back in the tank, and I'll show you. Just finished putting all the rocks in on top of the air stones, and it does look very off, but whatever, the fish are just gonna ruin it anyway, so why bother? So I'm just gonna wait until it gets to a certain water amount, and then I will fill it back up, and I should get my prime ready. Do I need to run behind the kitty? And then I have my prime right here, and then all my fish supplies back there. So I highly recommend prime. This lasted me like forever. I think it's been like a year now. Okay, maybe not that long, but I'm gonna get that ready for when I fill it up, and then I'm gonna show you how I fill it up. So it's time to fill back up my fish tank, and I'm using prime before I put the water in, and I usually use 2 capfuls just to be safe, and I already have the second one in here. And now I'll show you how I. Okay, so what I do to fill my fish tank back up is I check the temperature of my fish tank and try to match it to the temperature of the tap water. And I did already put prime in, so I could just fill this up. And I usually just feel the temperature. And then I just turn this knob, and then it will fill my fish tank up. Now my fish tank is filling back up, and it does look like the water is actually coming out hot because of all these micro bubbles, but I just felt it, and it's literally the same exact temperature as the tank water. So it's just micro bubbles. My tap does that quite often. Does it with the rat's water bottles all the time too. Kind of get scared, but it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly fine. And now the tank is filling up, and after it's filled up, I'm going to turn back on my filter, and then everything will be done. And there we go. Everything is all clean and finished. The fish are happy and swimming around. And every time after a water change, there is always some micro bubbles everywhere. And that's just normal, so yeah. I have everything put back to where it belongs, and now I just gotta turn on the filter again. And then to turn it on, I just push it down, and then it's on. You probably can't see that. Yeah. So yeah, if you liked the video, please subscribe, please like, and please comment, and I will see you next time.